Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and this is episode dose 2 of Self-Love September. Okay, so today I wanted to talk about healing childhood trauma. So not to say that everybody's had childhood trauma, but if you had any sort of trauma, this is just kind of how I've dealt with it and things that I have done. And this isn't something like I came up with and I was like, oh, this is how I'm going to heal my childhood trauma. And it's certainly I do a lot of other things to try and heal past wounds and things like that. But this is something that I use a lot. It's kind of the main way I deal with things, and then of course I use lots of other things. So I'm not saying that my way is the correct way. I'm just saying it's something that works for me. If you try it out, let me know how it goes. I mean, it's not a fun process, but it's definitely a process that's needed, especially for me, or at least for me. How this all came about, I was going into my nightly meditation, and usually trippy things happen when I meditate with my malachite, and it's a giant chunk of malachite. And actually today I don't have my malachite with me, but I do have my zoisite, and I felt that I really needed this because I was talking a lot about, or I am going to be talking about a lot of heart healing today. So I had my malachite and I was going into my meditation, and my main guide showed up, Amara, and she was like, okay, she says, where, she goes, what do you want to work on? And I said, take me to a place in my past that needs the most healing at this time for what I'm going through right now. And so we blasted back to a memory that I haven't forgotten about. It's just a memory that I choose to repress sometimes, but it came to the surface, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is the memory we're going to be dealing with. But it was like her and I were standing there looking at little me. And at this time, I think I was about 5 years old, maybe, at the time. And so I see myself in my bed. I'm sitting in my bed, and I'm staring up at this like little what you call it, like mobile, hanging from my ceiling, and it's like rainbows and clouds and happy faces and little doodads, and I'm just staring up at it. And in my doorway is my father trying to barge in, and my mother is trying to hold him because my dad was pissed off at something that I guess I had done, and he wanted to come hit me. And so my mom was trying to prevent him from doing so, so she was like, had her whole body, and she's blocking the doorway, and she's yelling, don't you touch her, Chris, don't you touch her. I remember it's like I was really there. Everything, my pajamas that I was wearing, my bed sheets, everything was so real. It's like I literally jumped back into time, but I wasn't reliving it. I'm watching it play out. It's almost like, I'm standing there with the ghosts of Christmas past, and we're like watching me in the past. And so it was pretty painful to watch this go on, and to watch me disassociate with what's going on, little 5-year-old me, and that it was just easier for me to look at the rainbow mobile and stare into the rainbow cloud, the mobile's clouds in rainbow, and that I know that I'm getting lost in that place, so that I don't have to deal with the reality that's going on. And so I was able to like freeze the scene, and I walked over and I sat on the bed with younger me, 5-year-old me, and I was like, hey kid, I was like, it's me, you, you are me, but I'm you 31 years later, and I just want you to know that what's going on right now isn't gonna last forever. And I had a little heart to heart with myself, and I talked about, you're gonna have a better relationship with your father later on. There are some things that will happen later on that won't be too good, but he'll be getting counseling. A lot of things are going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy road, but just know that as I sit here and I'm 36-year-old you, that things are going to be okay. None of this is going to go on anymore. you know, that things are going to be okay. You're going to live in a beautiful house. You're going to have an exotic animal named Wally. And, you know, but I'm talking to her like a little kid, you know, because it's me, it's 5-year-old me. So I'm talking to her like a child, and I'm letting her know that it's going to be okay. And I told her to look me in the face, and I was like, do you know that you're the most beautiful little girl I've ever seen? I was like, look at your black hair. I said, look how black your hair used to be. Now it's kind of like a medium brown, but I said, you have beautiful, beautiful black eyes and black hair, and look at your little nose, and you know, and I was looking at every feature of myself, and but I'm talking to her as if it's, you know, any other little kid, you know, that I would talk to and dote over and say how much I love, and you know, and it was a place of genuineness, and so I cried a lot during this meditation, because it was really hard for me to talk to little me, and I gave her a huge hug, and I let her know that I love her with all my heart. And although when you grow up, there are or as you get older, there may be some things that you say to yourself that aren't so nice, and some things that you do to yourself that aren't so good. But just know that, you know, you didn't mean to do it, and I always love you anyway, you know, and I'll always love you no matter what you do, you know. So I show her that I'm coming from a place of unconditional love, almost like a parent. I'm parenting myself, I'm parenting little me. And so whew, and I kind of feel my throat tightening up a little bit as to tell you guys this, because it was a really emotional thing, and I have gone back into various parts of my past and relive those moments in detail, so that I can totally see the scene play out, but in a detached manner, so that I could, you know, talk to myself and heal those past wounds, and just let myself, you know, that me, who is you, internally will always support you. I'm always here, even when you falter, even when you do good, you know, I'm always here for you. I'm always rooting for you, and you're gonna have a better connection to me, you know, when you're an older person, when you become a woman. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's something that you guys want to try. It's not fun. It's not easy, but I find it really healing. And even now, because I have gone back to that moment in time quite a bit, because there's a lot of healing, I can deal with it a lot more easily. So just know that you know, we're all a work in progress. This is one of many ways I try to kind of heal those past wounds, because I want to become somebody who, I want to do so much for others, and I know that my own heart has to be somewhat fully healed first. Not 100%, but you know, I mean, because that's probably not going to happen, but at least it's in progress, and it's on its way to being, you know, almost that fully healed, and so that I can help heal others. I just feel like the more work I do on myself, the more I can do for others. The more I can deal with past hurts, past pain, the more I can do for others. So yeah, whew. Gosh, this self-love September just gets you right in the throat and right in the heart. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. Let me know if you have any comments. Let me know if you want to just chit chat. Again, if you don't want to put a comment below, but you want a personal conversation, like you want to send me an email, I'm more than willing to have a chat with you guys. So my email is down below as well, tara@kittensweightsandtarot.com. And yeah, so, and if you want, you know, maybe a semi-little counseling session through the use of cards, I'm always here for you for that too. So I will catch you guys next week for episode 3 of Self-Love September, put on by several lovely souls, but the number one person that I watch for Self-Love September, of course, is Kellyanne Maddox. She goes into such detail, and I think that she's a light for many people out there, and I've enjoyed looking at everybody else's Self-Love September videos and things like that. So yeah, I will catch you spiritual homies later. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'm wishing much love and happiness. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.